This is former WWE superstar and owner of OVW, Al Snow, and you're listening to Count It Out.
Listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
Well, we are live, pals, and welcome to another edition of the Bill Apter Sealed Approved Count It Out with Mike and Tyler. My name is Tyler, and I'm talking weird this week. What's going on, Mike?
Welcome to Thursday morning's main event.
Yeah, we're recording this on a Thursday morning, which means I have to immediately start editing this thing and releasing it for everybody.
For our 5 or 6 that I know for sure day of listeners, the ones that listen as soon as it drops, you're listening to it like an hour after it recorded. So
hopefully,
enjoy.
Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. Well, what's going on?
We're all right, man. We had a good weekend. We're coming hot off of the 11-year anniversary show of Barry Wrestling. That was fun.
You had a good weekend at Barry Wrestling. I had a rough night at the office.
You had a rough night. We were able to witness the historic heel turn of one Van Landen.
Yeah, it was not my favorite night in Barry Wrestling.
No. Anybody who watches Barry Wrestling knows that Tyler and Van go way back, man.
It's been on our show enough times, right?
Very, very close friendship right there. And Van turning heel first on Shiloh and then on Kyle Boone. Didn't stop there. Couldn't keep his hands off the man known as TCO. You took a little bump there, bud.
Yeah, maybe that'll learn me. Maybe I should stay in my lane a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stick to just saying the names of the wrestlers instead of trying to
let
emotions get in the way.
Hey, man, if we learned anything from Corey Stone a few years ago, get yourself some glasses.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Corey Stone won't hit a man with glasses, so
I showed the footage to our good friend Jonah of Van Landen pushing me down.
Yeah.
And he was like, that looked great, man. He goes, it's I gotta say, that was a way better bump than your wall bump against Corey Stone.
Hey, we were rookies back then, man. That was like our second or third show.
Van didn't really give me much of a choice. He just fucking knocked me on my ass. So
that goes right back to what somebody said at Barry Wrestling. Van's been hanging out with Holden Albright way too much.
Very
getting
funny.
Too rough, that guy. Yeah.
Very, very funny line. That was my favorite. That was my favorite line of the night. So yeah, Barry Wrestling, highly successful. Christmas show is coming up December the 6th, I believe.
Yep, December the 6th. Barry Wrestling presents A Christmas Carol. And if you think that's just a title, it's not.
No, this is going to be exactly
what you're getting.
This is going to be a half theater production and half wrestling show. And I don't know what that means. And I'm scared in all the right kind of ways.
Neither do I. Now, they did seem to set up one match at the show for this. Chimera is challenged, I believe, Gabriel Fuerza to get a couple partners to bring to face off against Chimera, which, if you don't know, that's Matty Z, Abu, and Ahmed.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully Abu's good to go by then. I know he's been a little under the weather physically, so hopefully he's good to go. So we got Chimera versus Gabriel Fuerza and some friends. And the problem with that is, does Gabriel Fuerza have friends?
I don't think he does anymore. He's kind of burned all the bridges.
You know, he's self-confessed. He's not a very nice guy.
He's not endeared himself to the Barry Wrestling locker room with his actions over the years. So
yeah, so that'll be interesting. Maybe he'll have to look outside of Barry Wrestling and bring in some outsiders. Who knows?
Maybe he'll have to look inside of his own soul.
That's an interesting matchup. And then as far as I know, There's been no other matches announced for the show,
No,
but
I
it's
do.
going to be very interesting.
Absolutely, it is. I really enjoyed the show as always. Barry Wrestling delivers in all aspects, but I want to give a little bit of a shout out to another wrestling promotion that is going to be making its debut in January, and that
Hmm.
is Icon Wrestling out of London, Ontario.
Nice.
Which I'm hopeful that we will be able to help promote. January 24th is going to be their first show at the historic. Oh, I'm going to get this name wrong. Marconi Club.
Okay.
I don't know. If you're in the London area, I believe tickets are on sale now. Very, very exciting stuff. And I'm hopeful that we are going to have Shiloh and Kyle Boone on the show to talk about that exciting project that they're working on.
Love that.
Hmm.
And I wish I talk about first shows. I wish I remembered the date of it, but the amazing wrestling school, New Wave Wrestling, is
Yes,
having their first show coming up as well.
I can tell you that
Um,
right now. It's
I
November 20th, I want to say.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was thinking of either November
No,
20th or
November
November
30th.
26th.
November
November
30th.
30th. Okay, okay. Yeah,
Sunday, November 30th. Doors at 4:30, show at 5 p.m.
that's
They're
going to be
bringing.
cool. They're bringing people in from their UK schools, not only trainers but students from the
Hmm.
UK schools. They're going to show off their own students from right here in Toronto. Not to mention, like some of those trainers, man, I'm sure they'll jump in the ring too. And those trainers, who do we got? We got Jody Threat, we got Gabriel Ferreira, we got Mark Wheeler, we
Wheeler,
got
Shane
Shane
Saber.
Saber. Like it's insane. The amount of talent that's going to be on this card is staggering.
Yeah, they've announced a few matches already, which you can check out on their website, which or on their Instagram as well. It's going to be a great show, and they're doing great things. Lots of
What's
great reviews.
and this will be right at the New Wave School.
I believe so.
I believe that's in Mississauga.
I don't know
I
that for
I
sure.
haven't been. We'll hit you guys up next week with all that information, how you can get tickets and
It's
stuff
in
like that.
Toronto, 38C Apex Road
Gotcha.
in Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, but if I can, I'll be there because I love everybody involved in that. It's a I love pushing wrestling schools. And whenever wrestling schools put on shows showing what the future of the indie scene could look like in 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
100%. 100%.
Not to mention, we already reaped the benefits of this school at Cowbell when we got Kuya Cole wrestling in our ring at Cowbell Championship Wrestling. Kuya came right out of New Wave with under the tutelage of Gabriel Ferreira. And if that's what we can expect from the rest of the people coming out of the school, we're in good hands, man.
Yeah,
Because Kuya is amazing. I love Kuya.
it's a great guy. I can't wait to see what 2026 holds for Kuya Cole. He's going to have a breakout year, I'm sure of it. But something that we will not be seeing in 2026 is John Cena. How's that for a segue, eh? It's like I've done.
You officially can't see him in 2026. 100%.
We have the kickoff of the John Cena retirement match tournament. It has been announced. I still don't love this. I don't. I really like the video package that they did though.
Love the video package. Where I was kind of on the fence before, I told you I didn't hate the idea, but I didn't love it. I'm inching more towards the loving it. I don't love it yet, but I'm inching more towards the loving it because they sold it to me, and that's what a wrestling company is supposed to do. They're supposed to take an idea that maybe you're not keen about and sell it to you, and they sold it to me, man. They made it look like a big deal. They
yeah,
made John Cena's retirement match look like a fucking title. Like that's something that you want to strive for. You like what can it do for your career to be in the ring with John Cena on his last day? It's going to be interesting who they choose for this because John went out and said, "Oh, it could be anybody. It could be somebody, somebody from WWE. Could be somebody from NXT. Could be someone who doesn't even work here."
mhm.
And I like that they're keeping it open like that because obviously now that's open for TNA and AAA people to be involved as well. Not to mention, I don't know if
NXT.
there's any. Well, we already said that. Yeah. So now, so far, there's only two matches put out. It's Rusev and Damian Priest,
Yeah.
and it's Shinsuke and
Sheamus.
Sheamus. Interesting matchups. Both will be good matchups because I think those are both solid matches to have open that card. I haven't watched a lot of Rusev since he's returned,
It's been good.
but he's always a solid hand.
Yeah,
Him and Damian Priest will have a good match.
I think so too. You know what I would have really liked to have seen out of this tournament? I would like to have seen every match be a mystery match.
I was I was thinking the same thing because John was the king of the open challenge. That's another reason I was going to bring that up. That's another reason why I like this tournament idea. To me, this just feels like a giant open challenge.
Mhm.
I'm not inviting one person. I'm inviting. I don't know how big the tournament's going to be. If it's going to be
Like
a
it's 16
8 man,
man,
six.
six
I hope it's.
16.
I hope it's at least a 16.
Yeah, I think it
So
is.
so I'm not inviting one person for this open challenge. I'm inviting 16 people for this open challenge. That's such a John Cena thing to do, right? And I absolutely love that. So I forget what my point was on that,
Well,
but
I'll take in here. I'll jump in
yeah,
then. So they now I don't know. This is always an old Vince McMahon rule, and I appreciate this rule, but it's you never say something on TV unless you can deliver on it. So
right,
there's two things that happened on TV this week that I want to touch base on, and we'll start with the keeping on top with the John Cena one. He said
yeah.
that he mentioned in the video package that they don't need to be WWE wrestlers. Who do you think we will see that is not a WWE wrestler? I put quotations in, but that is outside of the rosters. Do you think we see a TNA star? Do you think we
Yeah,
see but who are we narrowing this
but
down
who?
to?
But who? Okay.
Like who
Um,
makes sense to you? Who do you think would make a big impact? Who do you think would be exciting? Who would you like to see personally? Or who do you think
okay.
we'll see? Because that could be two different things.
Those are 100% different things because the guys I'd like to see, I don't think that is basically on WWE's roster radar. Because my number one pick, as always, when it comes to TNA, would be Steve Macklin.
Mhm.
The answer is always Steve Macklin. Will it be Steve Macklin? I really don't think so. Though it would be a great place for people to learn who Steve Macklin is.
Mhm.
I think Matt Cardona is almost a given at this point because technically he's not even a TNA guy. He could be that guy. He doesn't work anywhere. Like holy crap!
Yeah, he's
I
not
think
signed
that
by TNA.
I
I
think
think that
that
would have been so much stronger if we had seen his little run in NXT.
I know. Um,
Joe Hendry is the name
I
a
think
lot of
that
people say.
I honestly I hope not.
Me
It's
too.
nah.
I have a name that I think would
From
be
TNA
fun.
from yeah.
Jeff Hardy.
Okay, so that's exactly what I was about to say. I was thinking Jeff Hardy, maybe even Kaz. But Jeff Hardy, I think, would be my first go-to.
Yeah, I
He's
think
got
he's the biggest name in TNA.
he's got history with John. He's got uh obviously history with WWE. It'd be fun to see him in a WWE ring. Fans
Doesn't
will
hurt
mark
him to
out.
lose either.
It doesn't hurt him to lose. He could lose in the first round and nobody would care, you know?
Do we
And
see
that's not a bad thing.
do we see the possible return of Chris Jericho to the WWE in this tournament?
I think so. I no, I'm going to rephrase that. When I say I think so, I don't mean I think it's going to happen. I'm just not going to be surprised if it happens. But I think, and if they're going to do it, this is why I like your idea of doing the surprise thing. Don't announce the matches. They have the matches just happen. That way, when the very last match happens on Raw, whatever it is, and then your first competitor comes out, and, it's fucking Kevin Owens, and then I didn't even do that on purpose. What a great match for a tournament this would be. Kevin Owens, and then for the first time in how many years, I don't want Judas hit up that Y2J music and he
Yeah.
comes back out. This is what I want. Um,
Do you think that it's
I
do you think it's a miss to bring Jericho back and not have him win the tournament? Like, it doesn't matter because Jericho can lose 100 times. Like, if he wins one match and
Jericho
loses, like Jericho loses in the finals, maybe.
Jericho could lose 1,000 times, but honestly, I would not be am mad if he won. I really wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't, because I'm on the fence of who I want to win this thing. I know you're a big component about Gunther, but I don't know if that's what I want. I just don't know if
Well,
that's what I'm seeing right
let me
now.
throw another situation out there because this
Yeah.
is part two of what I was alluding to on Raw on Monday. CM Punk was going through the list of people that he would like to face.
Yes.
They mentioned John Cena's name.
And he did too, right?
Cena, Punk mentioned
Yeah.
Cena by
Yeah.
name, said, if you want to
Yeah.
go for 18, you know where to
Yes.
find me.
And the champ is here.
Do
Yeah.
we do we
Love that.
do we see Punk and Cena
I
in
no,
Boston? Do we see them in
no.
New York at Madison Square Garden?
I don't think we see them at all. I think Punk went into business for himself. I don't
You
think
think
that was part of
so?
this. Yeah. I think because Punk can do that shit. But Punk knows he can say stuff and not get in trouble. So I think that was Punk having fun. I think Punk was just saying stuff to say stuff. I think this is like William Regal saying war games.
Well,
I
that was a spot that was just meant for nostalgia that you
well,
bid on.
fucking right I bid on. And I think you're biting here. No, I
I'm
don't
just
think we
saying,
get it.
I think
Don't get me
there's
wrong, I want it, but I
I
don't
think
think we
there's a
get it.
world that we see John Cena versus CM Punk in Madison Square Garden.
What show was that at?
Raw.
Is Raw? Oh, his last Raw is at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I thought his last Raw was at Boston.
No.
Hmm.
They're in Boston next week.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was his last Raw.
No, he's got that. He's got Madison Square Garden. He's got
But he's also
Survivor
got Survivor
Series,
Series. Yeah, I thought he only had
and
the
he's
three left.
got and he's got Saturday Night's Main Event. There's four appearances left.
Oh, well, I thought he already did one of the four. Okay.
No, he's got Boston this week. I believe New York is next week.
Yeah.
Then Survivor Series, and then we close it out at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Okay. Um,
By the way, did you see that John Cena the other day stopped in and visited Natty and TJ at the dungeon?
I did not. No.
Yeah, he came in and spent the night with them in their training facility.
Nice. Very cool.
I'm very excited to get Natty's book. I'd like to.
Me,
I'm excited to read that one.
me too. If Barry Wrestling wasn't on the same day, I would have been in Toronto for her book signing. I would have got a copy that day. I really would have.
I'm excited for that one.
I haven't been this excited for a wrestling book in a long time. I don't this sounds ruder than it's meant to be, but I usually only read books for this show now. Like if there's a wrestling book, I'll read it if that person's coming on our show. I'm not saying that Brian Blair's book wasn't good. It was great. But would I have run for it if Blair wasn't coming on the show? Probably not. I would have
Well,
eventually read it,
that's the thing
but I
with
wouldn't
books.
have run
It's
for it.
very time consuming, right? Like
Yeah, exactly.
there's only so
And I
many
don't
times that
have
you
a
can
lot of
take
that
a.
time.
There's only so many shits that you can take in a day where you can read, right? Like,
But I love it when we're going to promote a book on this show because it gives me the motivation to read a book.
mhm.
I'm glad I got to read Blair's book. I was glad and still glad that I got to read Bill Apter's book.
Mhm.
Would I have rushed to read Bill Apter's book? Probably not, but I'm glad I did. Um, the only book I read this year, I'm trying to remember, the only book I read this year or last year, I should say, that wasn't for this show, wrestling related. I mean, I read Brian Gewirtz's book.
Oh, how was that?
It was great. It was great, and Brian Gewirtz is a little too big considering he's Rock's like right hand man. So getting him on the show would be very, very difficult. But I would love to get him on this show just to talk about that book alone because the stories he tells in that book are amazing. I love it.
I got to tell you, I was very pleasantly surprised when I read, and I'm still finishing it actually as we speak. But Mark Merrill's book
Yeah,
when he came on
I
the
gotta read
show,
that.
I was like, I was expecting to be a good book because I've always been a big Merrill fan, But
Yeah.
his book, I couldn't put it down for days. Like I was really into it. And then,
Hmm.
life gets busy and I've been periodically picking it up and going through it again. But I've really been enjoying his book.
The book I should have I wanted to read for this show and then just didn't get around to it, and I want to find time to go back to it. Hopefully before we have this man back on the show one day is Gary Michael Capetta's book.
It's good. I have it somewhere. I'll see if I can
Yeah.
find it to lend it to you.
I
It's a
never
good
read it,
book.
and I do want to, because he's, especially after having him on the show, because he's such a wealth of knowledge.
What's
He's
your
such an intelligent man.
what's your favorite wrestling book of all time?
Now this is a hard one because I haven't read some of the ones that are hailed. Like I've never read Brett's book.
It's the best. It's my number one
And
with a
I
bullet.
haven't I have and I've only read one of Jericho's books.
Jericho's books are really good too. I
Okay.
would put Jericho's books. I would put his first one especially. His first two were really really good. Like they would probably make a top
Yeah.
seven list for me.
Um, but honestly, I think maybe my favorite one. I love Bill's book, man. I love Apter's book. So that would be up there. Dark Horse for me is Edge. I really, really enjoyed
Yeah,
Edge's
his book
book.
was good. Jerry
Now,
Lawler had a really good book too.
with that said, I haven't read Edge's book in 20 years. So is it as good as I remember? But you know what I might put up there is JR's Under the Black Hat.
I haven't read that one yet.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Now
Pretty, pretty, pretty good, little Larry
this this
David.
could this could all change if I read Bret Hart's book though. So
I cannot recommend his book enough.
hey, can I
And Mick
want me to get some
Foley's
heat?
book also. Yeah,
Want me to get some heat?
yeah.
I think Mick Foley's book's a little overrated.
The first one, Have a Nice Day.
The Have a Nice Day. It's
Love it.
good, but I don't think it's as good as
Well, it was also the
people
first
hail it
one,
as this.
right?
Yeah.
It's a
People hail it as
top.
this like piece of literary genius, and it's good, but it's not.
It's a top
I
three
don't
for
know.
me. It's a top three for me for sure. And also you got to remember too, like no no one was ever that open like that before Foley. Like he opened the floodgates. He is
Yeah.
him for books is like Colt Cabana for podcasting. You know what I mean? Like without Mick Foley, all these books wouldn't be written. Without Colt
I,
Cabana, Count It Out wouldn't be
exactly.
sitting here, right?
Have you ever read a book, a wrestling book that either you didn't finish or when you were done, you're like, why the fuck did I waste my time on this?
Yeah, there were a few.
I've got two.
I can't. I'm trying to think. I've read a lot of bad wrestling books, to be honest. What are
I
yours?
didn't I didn't finish Kane's book.
I wouldn't even start that one.
No, I not maybe halfway through I just put it down and said, nope, done. And I finished Bob Holly's book and then said, I'm suing him. He owes me for my time.
I think
Fuck.
you gotta know what you're getting into with that one. I got an idea.
He's got an entire chapter. Like we thought people were crazy, like during that Vince McMahon documentary talking about, CTE isn't a thing and Chris Benoit, all that stuff. 10 years before that documentary, Bob Holly wrote an entire fucking passage on it, saying that CTE and chair shots and all that stuff had nothing to do with what Chris Benoit did that day. So it's a tough read.
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah,
he and one of the biggest bullies in the history of wrestling likes to victimize himself through the whole book,
that sounds
talking
about
about
right.
how he was bullied by the clique and stuff like that.
Oh, karma's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
What do what do you got? You
I
got
got
something?
I got two more things before we move on to the list.
Yeah,
Very quick
I got
subjects.
something I want to bring up too. So
Okay, very quick subjects. I talked a little bit about this on in real life with you, and I want to put it on audio because I want listeners to weigh into if they ever want to. You and I were talking off air about this whole Mercedes Moné belt collector gimmick.
yes.
Neither of us are a fan.
Can I tell you, I've only been a fan of two belt collector gimmicks ever.
Well, okay, I thought the both the Hardys and the Bucks did great jobs at it.
Hardys. Okay, so three. I forgot about the Hardys.
Okay.
The Hardys,
Yeah.
FTR,
Yeah.
and Kenny Omega. I thought Kenny was a
Okay.
good belt collector because he
All right.
actually defended the titles.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you didn't like Ultimo?
Well, I mean, what did he do though? He just won a
He
tournament.
did.
Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Um, here's what I don't like about it. They have Mercedes Moné. Listen, you want to collect belts within your own company. The way look back at Shawn Michaels in 1997, whatever, where DX had every title.
Mhm.
I like that kind of thing. That's fine with me. You want to go and collect belts in your own company, fine. But you're going around to these dipshit indie companies, charging them $25,000 a fucking pop to get in the ring, and then
Allegedly.
take
I
and
don't know for
allegedly,
sure. Allegedly.
and then taking their title. Now, I don't know if it's a work where it's like, hey, if I'm coming in, I'm beating your champion, or if it's the promoters going, we it'll be big if we put our title on her.
I
It'll
think
get us
it's
no.
I think it's a combination of both if I had to take a guess.
Well,
I think it's a lot of promoters being like, "Oh, our belt will be on AEW TV."
but it's well, Mercedes isn't going to lay down. She's probably so it's either she wins by DQ or she takes our belt. And a lot of companies are like, okay, we'll take our belt because you're going to take the belt onto AEW TV and we're going to get famous. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. She's got 2,000 belts. No one's going to notice your belt on AEW TV in the 2 seconds that might appear. The commentators are not going to mention your company by name.
No, they're not going to mention 12
Her
different wrestling promotions every week.
her being champion is not going to improve your gate whatsoever. It's not going to build your house at all because fans are smart enough to know that she's not coming back. So all you have now is the ability to create some sort of weird vacant title scenario.
I mean,
And
even if she does come back, like if let's just say I'm just making things up here. So let me just like see if I can even because I don't agree with this either. Like I don't think this is what it is. But let's just say that she in her rate, the agreement is I come in, I win the belt, and then this is like, and I'll come back and drop it at a later date. Does that even still benefit your company?
no,
Like, are
it
you
doesn't.
really like, are you gonna make a star out of that? That's gonna continue to draw a house for you?
Especially when, and we're going to
Is the
use,
price tag? Do you make your money back on the price tag of Mercedes Monet in the like over time? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Other than like,
and we're,
trying to bring in a big house on a one shot deal, which I
yeah,
don't think you make your money back because I can't imagine she's cheap to bring in.
especially in a circumstance like this. I'm going to use an example in Winnipeg Championship Wrestling, where she very recently went over on Jody Threat to win their championship.
Hmm.
Here's my biggest issue with that, and we talked about this off air as well. You even mentioned the fact that Winnipeg Championship Wrestling is not failing by any means. They're
Oh, they're
selling out
strong.
their houses already.
Yeah,
They're
they're great.
they're already selling out their houses. So unless they plan on tearing down a wall and adding 200 seats, what are you trying to build on by bringing her in? The only way to make this benefit you is if you can find it a way to make sure that you're expanding your house, making sure that this is going to fill your house moving forward, which you're already doing. So, okay, or is it going to make you sell more merch? Is it going to make you get more sponsors in? If you're not doing that, if you're not collecting sponsors or selling more of something else, if you're not making more money, then why is she coming in? Why are you spending especially that much money allegedly if you're not like I don't see the benefit in it whatsoever. Now, you could tell me that maybe they're saying, well, we're doing it for the fans. The fans want to see her, so we're doing it there.
I don't know. I don't know if I buy that or not.
I don't know. I can think about five other people who'd be cheaper to bring in that people would pop harder than Mercedes Monet. Maybe that's just me. I'm not the biggest fan of her, never have been. So, like, if Sean Gibson brought in Mercedes next week, it wouldn't change my mind one way or another. If I already wasn't going to make the show, it wouldn't be like, gotta go now.
I mean, I'd be pretty. I don't dislike Mercedes Moné like everybody else does. I think she gets a lot of unjustified hate. I understand why she gets some
I
of
don't
it though.
hate her. I just never got out of the original Four Horsewomen. She was mine that I was like, I just
I
don't get it.
I do think that she is incredible in the ring. I can understand why people are not a fan of her promo work or whatever. I hear the complaints. Like it's not like she's not my favorite women's wrestler of all time by any means, but I don't dislike her. Like
Yeah,
I know that when she's announced for a match that you're going to get a good match. Like she is a phenomenal
yeah,
talent. She doesn't go out there and put out duds in the ring. And if she does,
no,
it's very rare. She is a strong hand. Like any company would be lucky to have her on their roster 100%. But again, it's not
yeah,
my. There's other women wrestlers. There's other wrestlers that I enjoy watching more than her. But I mean, like if I
yeah,
had Mercedes Moné on my roster, I'd be very happy.
yeah. Okay, yeah. She just doesn't do it for me, and that's
No,
not me. I'm not burying her by any means. I'm
no.
not
Well, I
saying that
mean,
she's
that's
horrible, but
like LA Knight with
she,
me. Like
yeah,
LA Knight's one of the most popular wrestlers in WWE. I don't get it. He's not my cup of tea, and
yeah.
I'm not an LA Knight guy. It is what
So
it is.
before I move on to whatever you want to talk about before going to the list, I want to do something a little fun. It'll take 3 minutes because
I'm not
one of
making
my
love to you, Mike.
what
Not-
I didn't I said 3 minutes. So
you want me to set a new high score, eh?
um oh no, I think Eric Bischoff's going to show up.
Oh shit.
Um um in my personal life, one of my favorite things in the world right now is my son's fandom of professional wrestling. And one of the sects of his fandom right now is his absolute love for Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling.
Okay.
It's his favorite television show in the whole world. He begs me to watch it every day. WWE has put every episode on the WWE Vault on YouTube, which is very, very handy for me. But he absolutely loves every part of it. It's his favorite cartoon. So I want to talk about it a second. Take that cartoon, put it into 2025. What would that look like? Now, first
Wait,
off, I think that would have to be Cody Rhodes Rock and Wrestling, or would it be Roman Reigns Rock and Wrestling?
no, I think you go Cody Rhodes, Rock and
Yeah, me
Wrestling.
too.
So what's the criteria that we're looking for? Like
Well,
who would
okay,
be
okay.
on this
Who is
cartoon?
well? Let's think of the original cartoon. How did that cartoon must have been what, 1986?
85, 86. Yeah, I would say
85,
somewhere in
86.
there. 87,
Look,
80, 80, 86, I would guess. Yeah.
so if you look who's on that show, just on the face side, okay, just on the baby face side, you have Wendy Richter, Hulk Hogan, Tito Santana, Junkyard Dog, Hillbilly Jim, Andre the Giant.
Hmm. Well, I think you get CM Punk on the show for sure. I think
So
Roman
the
Reigns.
reason I mention this is those were your biggest baby faces in the world at that time.
Now,
So hmm?
let me ask you a question. Is this show going on the air today? Is it like
Yeah,
throughout the year? Well, John Cena has to be on the show.
I think John Cena has to be on the show.
Now, is it Cody Rhodes Rock and Wrestling then, or is it John Cena's Rock and
I
Wrestling?
think it's still Cody Rhodes Rock and Wrestling.
I would put Rey Mysterio in
Yeah,
the show. I would put
100%.
CM Punk. I would put in the show.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso. I would put on the show. I would put ooh, I would put Drew McIntyre on the heel side. I would put The Miz
Okay,
on
well,
the.
hold on. We're not done the faces
Oh,
yet.
we're doing just faces.
I want to finish talking about the faces first because I think we missed somebody.
Uh,
I think you have to put in Rhea Ripley.
okay. I would
We
think
definitely need somebody in the Wendy Richter spot.
Rhea
And
Ripley would be a good choice. I think
I think Rhea would be like, as far as the biggest female babyface. Is there
Nikki
anybody
Bella.
bigger?
Nikki Bella could be in that spot because she's a name.
Yeah, I guess.
I think Sami Zayn would be good for the show.
Sami would be good. Jump over to the heels. I think in the Roddy Piper spot, which is your leader of the heel faction. I think you have to put Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, 100%.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre,
Yes.
100%.
Drew Kevin Owens, I think, has to be
Kevin
in there.
Owens, 100%. I think you could put the New Day in there.
Who goes in the Moolah spot? Charlotte?
I think Charlotte.
I know Charlotte's not a heel right now, but
Yeah.
eh,
I think also Sheamus would be a fun babyface character for that show.
a babyface. He could be on either side and work, right? But he would be a fun.
I like Sheamus. I mean, The Rock would have to be on the show.
I don't think every week. I think maybe he makes an appearance here or there, but yeah, sure.
Paul Heyman would have to be on the show.
Paul Heyman has to be on the show. He has to be. And in the Mean Gene spot, I think you put Michael Cole.
Michael Cole would be great for the
Yeah.
spot. Pat McAfee you could put in there as well. Logan Paul, I think, is a good option.
Logan Paul in like the Iron Sheik kind of role would be great.
Braun Breaker, I think.
Does he have enough character to do that though, really?
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
just have him bark like a dog.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dominic
It'd be fun.
Mysterio. Dominic
I think
Mysterio, I think.
I think Dominic would have to be on there. Dominic would be hilarious. Um, I didn't do enough research because it just came in my head now. But another thing would be fun to think about would be who could we get for voice roles? Because back then, I mean, back like now, I'm sure they would just do their own voices because that's what they do now.
Mm.
But back then, they didn't do that.
And
They had voice actors do it.
I think Brock Lesnar also you put on the show. You want all your biggest names.
And if you ask my personal opinion, if they were to do this, if they pull the trigger on that and put it on, like let's say NBC on Saturday mornings, I think it'd be a hit. I think kids would watch it. I think it would be big. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean those Flintstone and Scooby Doo movies always did good numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that you're going to be seeing any WWE cartoons anytime soon because the appeal to families is not what it once used to be. As
No.
Nick Khan recently stating that we feel like we've gauged our ticket prices fair to the market.
Nah.
And everybody else in the world is like, the one good thing Vince McMahon always did was he made sure that families could come to the WWE. All right, well, I got one more point I want to talk about here before we move on to your top 7 greatest title matches in the history of Saturday night's main event.
Hmm.
I guess we didn't even talk about, before I get to that, we should probably talk about CM Punk as the new world champion. Thoughts?
I have none. The match was just okay. It won't be on my list today. Spoiler alert. It was good, but I'm excited. I think we're gonna get a fun reign out of him. If he came out on Raw, and I like what we saw on Raw. People are complaining. People, I hate how much wrestling fans complain. First, they complained because he's too old. They're like, there's so many people under 30. There's so many young people in the world, and you're putting it on CM Punk, who's like 56 years old, and blah blah blah. And then they went and complained that his first opponent's Logan Paul. Why are you people never happy? And the funny thing is, people are like, you have a young star like Jey Uso going up, and they won't give him the title. Jey Uso is 40 years old.
Yes, he has been in the company for the better part of 15 years, everybody.
And this is just a side note. This is my request to the universe. Universe, please make Rikishi shut the fuck up. I am so done listening to this guy bitch and whine and moan and cry every time one of his kids has to lose a match. Shut the fuck up. My God, you're a whiny cunt. Jesus.
All right, now let's just pull it in here. We don't say the C
I'm
word on.
sorry. Rikishi upsets me.
We don't say the C word on Counted Out, and we don't talk about retribution on Counted Out. All right, that's our guidelines here.
I didn't say anything about credibility.
I think that CM Punk winning the title is a great choice. I think it just adds
Yes.
some stability to the title scene. The people I think really want a CM Punk title reign, and I think Logan Paul was a great first choice to come out
100%.
because you're going to get a great match, and like
Can,
no one's ready for a Logan Paul world title run right now. Although I do
can I
stand that he should have beat Roman Reigns a few years ago. I stand by it.
can I tell you, which is funny. You're always going off, oh, it's too early for this guy, it's too early for that guy, but you wanted Logan Paul to win like fucking 2 years ago.
I think the timing was right.
Yeah. Um, here's the thing about Logan though. Number one, I'm not sure how I feel about him joining the Heyman stable.
If it's only
I
for
don't
War Games, I'm happy. If it's permanent,
sure. Yeah,
doesn't
I
vibe
don't
with
think this
me.
I don't think this was needed. I don't think he needs to be involved in this. Um, Now because we're getting um a feud with CM Punk out of it, I'm cool. But when he first started doing the tease of, oh, who am I, am I going to help Punk against these guys? I'm not going to lie to you. I sat there going, I'm ready for a Logan Paul face run.
Yeah, I was.
I'd be okay with Logan Paul would be a hot baby face if they pulled the trigger on that.
Remember they brought him.
Really,
Remember
I
they
really
brought him
do.
in as a baby face.
Yeah, but at that he brought me as babyface, but people still hated him because of the things they knew about him or things they thought they knew about him. But now with him cementing himself as part of the roster, he's no longer looked upon as a celebrity who's wrestling. He is a WWE superstar. He's part of that roster. He's put in his time. He's gained at least somewhat of a respect of the fans. I think his transition from being a red hot heel to a white hot baby face could be legendary. And obviously, it's not what we're getting this time, but when it does happen, I think it'd be really, really, really cool. And I
I
won't lie to you, I was ready for it on Monday.
I'm ready for babyface Logan Paul to face Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. Now,
I think that
I
would be
also
great.
I'm also thinking of the other way around too, because I'm ready for babyface Dom to return. I thought about this the other day when we're talking about all these people retiring lately, and you got to think that one of the next people on that list is going to be Ray.
It's up there, yeah.
I would like Ray and I would like Ray's last opponent to probably be Dominic.
I think Ray would like that as well.
And I want the match to end with Dominic showing respect to his father finally. And the Judgment Day not liking that. And have that be a turnaround.
I think I want to keep heel Dominic. I think I want it to be a hair versus mask match.
I just think once that match is done, I think that could be the time for Dominic to take over as a big baby face. And
It could be. I don't hate that either.
think of the merch they can sell. His dad's one of the biggest merch sellers in the history of the company. Replace him. He's gone. Dom can step in and start selling shit.
How great was Dominic's line on Raw?
The keep my father's name out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Loved it. Loved
it
it.
was set up so well, Dom. For anyone that didn't see it, we'll just say really quick. Like Dom was saying, he's the greatest luchador of all time, and Ray came out. He's like, "You really think that? You really think you're better than El Santo, Blue Demon, Eddie Guerrero?" And Dom's like, "Hey, you keep my father's name out of your mouth." What a great line!
And Ray sold it perfectly. That look on his face was like, "You fucking idiot."
Yeah. Yeah,
it was so good. I love the fact that there's still so much juice left in there, by the way. The fact that when Ray and Dom get in the ring together, it doesn't feel, oh, this again.
Well, because they haven't fought each other a whole lot in singles matches. It's only been one or two, three singles matches.
It's still, and Dom kind of keeps it alive too.
That's
in interviews, whenever he's doing an interview, you know,
Always.
he always talks about his deadbeat dad, and
Yeah.
and he drops these little nuggets of
Great.
Eddie's my real dad, and
Great use of Nugget there and Dominic Mysterio. Nuggies.
and that wasn't even on purpose. I love that. It's really a great long-term feud, and I think it would make only sense that when Ray's ready to hang up that mask, that it's got to be against Dominic.
No, I
And
agree
this
100%.
this 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 story, it's just it's been done so well and not over polluted that it still works 2 years later.
What I want to ask you, because it just kind of triggered in my head now, I know we're going to kind of go on a sidetrack here, but a lot of people are complaining online about the WWE product right now, saying that it
Yeah,
feels a little stale, that it's nothing really exciting happening.
sure.
I don't fully agree with them, but I
Neither do I.
don't disagree with them either.
Neither do I. Yeah,
I definitely feel like, and now I don't know if injuries have played havoc into a lot of plans, but I just feel like this year hasn't felt organized to me from a creative standpoint in the WWE. I feel like there's been a lot of we're winging it. And I think you can sense a lot of that in some of the John Cena final run.
yes,
I think you can
we
sense some
discussed.
of that. Just the main events of Raw. Like, I don't know how many more times they can do Punk and Jey Uso or Punk and LA Knight against Bronson and um,
Yeah,
Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
yeah.
I feel like we're getting a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. And that's not a new thing because like Raw's always had very continuous main events and
Yeah.
whatnot. But it goes back to what we said a couple weeks ago, which I think is what you were just about to say. When we're paying for these pay-per-views, Saturday night's main event was a great example.
Mhm.
There were what, 5 matches, 4 or 5 matches on Saturday night's main event. It was
Yeah.
maybe an hour worth of wrestling on a 2 hour show.
Mhm.
I just don't feel like we're getting enough from the WWE product right now. When I'm watching a 3 hour pay-per-view and there is an hour and 10 minutes of wrestling on it, and the rest of it is all commercials and stalling,
Yes.
it's becoming very boring.
Um, we mentioned this, or we talked about this about, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 weeks ago, how for a man, that man being Triple H, for a man who coined the phrase, you always need a plan B, I don't feel like he has any plan Bs at all in his little notebook. He's got all these great ideas and all these great stories that look great on paper, but when they don't work out, he's got nowhere to go. That was the number one problem with the John Cena story. When The Rock backed out, he, oh shit, now what? And I feel like it fell flat. I
Travis
feel that's
Scott,
had
yeah.
that's happening with a lot of things. He teases things, he gives us things. It'll be like, hey, look at this. The R-Truth is another thing where it's like, okay, let's do something big with R-Truth, and then nothing.
Nothing.
All it happens over and over and over again. That's my only major problem with the Triple H era of creative is we get excited and then there's no payoff.
I wish, and here's this is going to be a weird analogy. I've got a couple weird analogies. I'm going to put them both out there. I don't know which one I like better. It's like I wish that AEW and WWE could like combine what they do well together because
Yeah.
AEW in the ring,
Together they would be unstoppable because
AEW inside the ring, it's out of this world, but their pay-per-views are too long and their
too
matches
long
are too long. And the
and
WWE and their stories suck. They don't suck, but they're not great in
no,
AEW.
their
But
AEW storytelling is garbage.
WWE has fantastic storytelling, and we don't get
Well, they
enough
did.
wrestling, right? And we
Well,
don't
here's
get
the here,
enough on the in-ring. But it's like AEW, it's like the Three Bears. This porridge is too hot. This
yeah,
porridge is too cold. TNA wrestling in the middle here.
that's it.
This is just good. It's like
Because
it's like they're
TNA does have good stories. They're always spot on in the ring.
and
It
their shows feel like they deliver. They're not too long, they're not too
no,
short.
exactly. TNA really is the perfect promotion right now. And unfortunately, it's the promotion that you're not watching.
Yeah, a lot of rumors about the new TV deals coming up. It's been talked about by Carlos Silva that they're actively working on it, and I hope that they can get that going for the new year
I
because if they get the
they
right they
it's
get the
what they
right
need.
TV deal.
Yeah, it's what they need more than anything right now. They cannot survive on Anthem's Sunshine Network, whatever the fuck it. What
I
is
mean,
it?
they've got a great
Uh,
deal here in Canada, right? They've got a great
yes,
deal. They're on Sportsnet, which is a huge company, on a great night on Thursday nights. Like,
but how do you get people to turn on Sportsnet? That's the
well, yeah,
problem.
yeah.
You need people to remember that you're there. There,
Sportsnet's
I
also not as easily accessible as it used to be. It's a paid
no,
subscription now, as I stutter my way through that.
unless like I just changed. I was so surprised. I just changed my cable provider, and I get Sportsnet. It's
Oh,
not something
nice.
I'm paying extra for. I'm like, holy shit, I can actually watch things.
Hmm.
I was very surprised, and I'm paying less than I was with Rogers.
Hell yeah.
So, really weird.
Last thing I want
But
to talk about real quick, and sorry, I
yeah,
cut you off. Go ahead. Do you want to make a
go
point
ahead.
there?
No,
Last
you go ahead.
last thing I want to talk about real quick before we get into the list is AEW announces yet another title. We have
That's like
uh,
14 fucking titles.
the AEW national title. They're trying to play off of the
So
NWA national title. We're right now currently crowning the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Now we're crowning the AEW National Champion. That they want this to kind of be like a touring champion. I get the idea behind it, but why can't you just take one of your other
thank you.
the continental
Thank you.
belts to do that?
The-
Also, like you're literally saying this title we want to have the lineage of the NWA national title. Well, there is a promotion right now called the NWA that Billy
uh-huh.
Corgan runs that has a national champion by the name of Mike
Yeah.
Mondo. Like I don't under
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are saying this is kind of Tony Khan being petty to NWA for suing them before, and I
Yeah.
don't know the politics behind it, but I just don't understand the need for another. Like we just unified a title to get rid of
Then
a useless title this year, and now
yeah.
we're bringing in another title. Why? Like I. I'm genuinely asking everybody that's listening to this right now, off the top of your head, can you name me every title in AEW? Not including Ring of Honor, just in AEW. I think you really need to think like I couldn't do it. I don't know the title names.
No.
Continental,
Devil's
TV,
Devil's Advocate,
TNT.
WWE is not much better. I don't like the amount of titles WWE has
The
either,
only
but
reason though that they have too many titles is because they're trying to do the separate brands. So it's titles for
yeah,
each brands. I get that.
yeah.
Don't like it still because the brands don't
But
mean
but he
shit.
but still each brand doesn't need as many titles as it has. NXT does not need four fucking titles.
Yeah.
And I understand because I was going to say I liked back in the day when we were coming up when you had your world title, your intercontinental title, and your tag team titles. Now I understand the need to want to have more titles for your women. I get that.
Yeah.
Have a mid card title for your women. Have a tag team championships for your women. I like that.
Well, what
But
else
do
does
we need?
WWE have right
But
now that's
but
unnecessary?
do we need? Well, for example, just NXT alone, don't they have like more than one mid card title? They have
They
that
they put the
North
speed
American
title on
title.
there. Yeah, that's their mid-card title.
Yeah, but
They've
then
got the
there's this.
world, the North American, and they've got
Isn't there something else
and
though?
the tag. I don't think so.
Oh, I thought there was another one that
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
each side on the like I just feel like the brand split's silly because like none of it really matters.
I wish they went back to the original concept of the brand split where the champions worked both brands.
Yeah.
I used to like that.
I
I
don't
wa-
hate having two secondary. Like I liked when WCW had the US and the television title. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I don't mind like WWE used to have the IC and the European title. I don't mind there being two mid-card titles just because the rosters are so big. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's the TNT, there's the Continental, there's like three or four mid-card titles. It's too many. Like Even having that many titles, like even with the European was a lot. It just takes away from things, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
but either way,
Um,
that's my
but
point.
TNA is definitely overdoing it, and they
I
need
mean, even
to reel
even
back.
even TNA has that continental. What is it? The
Yeah,
international title or the international title, I think. Like I just feel like even that might be a little bit much. But yeah, I don't know. Titles need to mean something. Titles need to mean something again.
agreed, agreed.
Let's get into your list though, because
All right. Speaking of titles, we are doing world title matches that happened at Saturday night's main event, which of course is inspired by CM Punk winning the championship at Saturday night's main event this week. Um, I watched something like between 25 and 30 matches of
I watched zero matches, so I'm going off
um,
memory and hope that I've seen these.
and you know what? I watched some really good matches. I watched some really shitty matches, and I watched the matches that I thought would make the list and then just got pushed off. And I watched the
So
matches where I'm like, on paper, you're like, this is kind of like, no way this is going to be good, and then they were. Saturday night's
que
main event. Yes,
question,
what?
question.
Hmm.
Is this only Saturday night's main event, or does the main event count as
The main
well?
event does not count.
So like Bret Hart and Papa Shango, or was that Saturday night's main event? Was Bret Hart and Papa
That
Shango the
that was Saturday
that?
night's main event.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So I just want to clarify. So does that mean, and just refresh my memory here, and I don't want to spoil your list. So just tell me if this match qualifies or not. It was Hulk Hogan and
Okay.
Andre the Giant, the main event, or Saturday night's main event?
That's the main event.
Okay, that's good. I get some of these confused, so I just want to make sure
Yeah.
so I don't give you shit and be like, why is Hogan and Andre not on there?
Yeah. No, that was the main event.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's start with my number 7, and fitting place to start using that word start, because this is the start of the newest era of Saturday Night's Main Event. We hadn't seen Saturday Night's Main Event so since I want to say 2008, until we got it back in I want to say December of 2024. It was the tail end 2024, where the main event of that match was Cody Rhodes putting his championship up against Kevin Owens. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a match that didn't main event that night, because earlier that day, Gunther put his world heavyweight title up against Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a phenomenal triple threat match.
Excellent. I actually have not seen this match, so
This is a great match, and I think some people will be like, really, is it better than 25 other matches? I'm gonna say yes, because
yeah. So
this is exactly
suck it, people.
this is what I like from a triple threat match. It was such a smartly booked triple threat match. The first 5 minutes of this match is a one-on-one match between Finn and Damian. Gunther, who is your world champion at the time, is standing outside the ring, just watching them wear each other out.
Well, because
And
they were in a
then,
big feud at that point, right?
yes. And then once he felt the need to be, he got involved.
That's why he's the
And
ring
then
general.
and then he would do that again later on in the match. Phenomenal use of the triple threat rules.
Great storytelling.
Um, Great storytelling from Gunther, especially. This solidified me as, okay, Gunther's going to be champion for a long time here. Well, I was wrong, but it was still a really good use of having these two other men in the ring and still making Gunther look like a dominating champion.
I thought Gunther had
And
he had a good run. He went from SummerSlam to
oh,
WrestleMania. That was a
no,
good
he
one.
definitely had a good run. I just thought it was going to be longer. That's all. Um, Going on to my number 6, we're going to January 3rd of 1987. And this is a cage match between Hulk Hogan and one of his biggest rivals of all time, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, this match is awesome. This is the one with the double elimination, like the double
Yeah,
escape
so so
finish.
so so they escaped and they fell at the same time. If it would have ended like that and then had them just keep battling, but the match didn't get restarted, it might be in my like number 3 or 4 spot. I didn't like that they got restarted just to give Hogan the win.
Yeah, Hogan must
Um,
pose, brother.
yeah, I think if I'm booking that match, end the match there, but then have them beat the shit out of each other outside the cage into the back, and you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
then you set up
and
another
end the
set
show.
up
Then
another
you
gimmick match.
and then you set up your third because this is their second Saturday Night's Main Event match. Do it a trilogy. You know what I mean?
I'm
Because
wondering if
already Hogan's already got one win. Now have this be a bye. Triple Paul Orndorff is begging now for his chance to beat Hulk Hogan. That's what I would have done.
I'm just wondering, and I would have to go back and do some more research on this specific time period, but I'm wondering if by this point the feud had run its course,
It's very possible. I'd have to
right?
really,
Because they
yeah.
went around the market, like they had really had a great rivalry, and it could have just been like this is the peak of it.
Well, because this is going from like before WrestleMania, and then what year did I say this was 87? So this is going on for
A year and a
what, three,
half, like
4 years? Well, maybe
but
longer than that.
well, yeah, I mean, like they like WrestleMania 1, they were on opposite sides, then they were partners, then
Yeah,
Orndorff did the heel turn,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I forgot about that after WrestleMania.
So
He turned
like,
after WrestleMania.
but it had been a 3 year story between the two, absolutely. But as
Yeah,
rivals, it had only been maybe about a year and a
yeah.
bit. But yeah, I mean, they ran all the markets. They drew the big house in Toronto. They'd set records all over. This is one of I honestly, I know everyone's like, oh, Macho Man or whatever, but this is my
Yeah.
personal favorite Hulk Hogan feud. One of them is Paul Orndorff.
It's definitely like if we did a top seven, it's definitely on my list.
I think he's a top three for me.
Um, One of the things I love about this not just this match, but this feud in general, because he did it in their first match as well. Do you remember what theme music Orndorff used?
Was it Rick Rude's?
No, he came to the ring to Hulk Hogan's theme music.
Oh, that's
They
right. I
just
do remember
they
that.
and he did it for both matches. I love that, and they just didn't turn it off. That what they would do, he would come to the ring to Hogan's music, and then they would just let it play, and Hulk Hogan would just come out.
I do remember that. He used to wear like Hogan's
What
shirt and stuff.
what an incredible thing for a heel to do. I'm taking the wind out of your sails. That pop that you get when your music hits, you're not going to get that because it's already been taken from you.
To
What a
be
heel
fair,
thing to do.
I picked Rick Rude's music because if anybody could pull off sexy saxophone music, Paul Orndorff could do it.
Yeah, no kidding. Number five, we're going back to the modern day. We're going to 2025, and we're talking about Gunther once again as he puts his championship up against main event Jey Uso.
Yeet.
Now this is only days, like a week before Jey Uso goes to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeet.
I hate you. I remember thinking that Jay actually might pull this off right before the Royal Rumble.
I
And
wanted
what
him
would that
to.
look like? Yeah. But then now you tell this great story. He's Jay, Gunther beats him. Then he goes on to win the Royal Rumble and get his retribution at WrestleMania. Great storytelling
See,
here.
I would have
I
even done something totally different. I wanted Jey
Okay.
Uso to have like a 3 week title reign. I wanted him to
Yeah.
win at Saturday Night's main event and lose back to Gunter at the Royal Rumble.
And then who won the Royal Rumble?
I don't
Cena?
care. Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted because and
Well,
like
it
it wasn't
probably would
far
have been
off what
Punk. It probably
happened.
would have been Punk.
I think Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble was great. Like, and because we got that, because all I wanted is for people to like, Jey Uso was like that guy that would challenge and everybody like, he's not gonna win. And then you watch the match, like, oh, he might win, but he never won. So the fact that he actually won the title, now he's a believable challenger. Oh, they put
Yeah.
the belt on him before. Now when it's like Jey Uso against Punk in that match on the weekend, I genuinely thought Jey Uso had a chance to win. Whereas if he wouldn't have won the title this year at all, I would have been like, there's no fucking chance Jey Uso has to win this match.
Yeah. Um, Phenomenal finish to this match. I love the finish to this match. Jey Uso goes for a spear and Gunther turns it into a power bomb. Like, what a cool way to end that match. I absolutely love that.
I always laugh at everybody like, oh, Gunther's getting buried and da 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 da, like he's losing and da 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 da. It's like Gunther, you could count on both your hands the number of matches Gunther has lost since coming to the main roster, and he has been a champion for like 90% of his appearances. Like it's just so stupid.
We're going to go back. Well, not back because we haven't been there yet. We're going to go to 1986. That's October 4th of 1986 for my number fourth. And I just want to say, anybody who's sitting there with their nerd glasses on going, you got the dates wrong. I'm going by the air dates, not the dates the match happened. I'm going by the dates that the match was put on air. October 4th, 1986. This is the first match in the series we talked about earlier. This is Hogan versus Paul Orndorff. I think this is the superior match in their two match series. Saturday Night's Main Event. I don't get me wrong, I like the steel cage match, but this match I think was a great match for Hogan, a great match for Paul Orndorff, and then you have the twisted ending with Roddy Piper and Adrian Adonis getting involved, which is very fun because we're talking about WrestleMania, where at that point Piper was friends with Orndorff. But he puts that aside because of his hate for Adrian Adonis, which I love. Adrian just jumps in at the end of that match dressed as a woman and totally fools Jesse the Body Ventura, and Roddy gets involved, and it's and then seeing Roddy in that very classic spot. Whenever this is done properly, I love it. It's one of my favorite things in wrestling when you have two faces fighting off the bad guys, and then they turn because their faces doesn't mean they're friends.
Yeah.
And then they're looking at each other like that. Classic moments. And listen, from a bias standpoint, Roddy Piper is probably my favorite wrestler of all time. So this is a spot that I absolutely love and I remember watching as a kid.
I don't have any memory of this match. I don't know if I've ever seen it, so I'm just gonna have to take your word.
Go back and watch it. It's really, really fun. I love this match. I really do. We're going to stick around 1986, but we're going to go earlier in the year for my number three in a match that I've never seen before. I can't believe I'd never seen it until this week. But we're going to Hulk Hogan versus Terry Funk.
This match is so fun.
What a match, man.
Funk had his working boots on.
Yeah. This is everything you want because you got a Hulk Hogan match, but you also got a Terry Funk match. Terry didn't compromise. Terry still worked his style, but Terry's so good that he could still work Hogan's style.
This is a dream match too. Like for
yes.
real, like if you really take a look, like these are two dominant champions from different territories, right? Like Terry Funk had an incredible run in the NWA as the heavyweight champion.
Was Terry even like was he contracted to WWE at this point?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, was he? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, him and Dory were having their tag team run. This is around WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
This would have been like around the WrestleMania 2 time, right? Because Terry and Dory fought Tito and JYD at WrestleMania 2. Which, if you go back into the archives and find our Dory Funk Jr. interview, you'll hear Dory talk about.
Which leads into that because this is only this is like not even 2 months before WrestleMania. And JYD is in the corner of Terry Funk in this match. Or, sorry, in the corner of Hulk Hogan, I should say. You have the Mouth of the South in the corner of Terry Funk, which is a lot of fun. I just absolutely love this match. It's everything you want it to be from both wrestlers. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just, if you haven't seen it,
I would recommend. This is a fun match. Terry Funk has his working boots on, and he is a bumping machine in this match.
This match was almost my number two, but my actual number two squeaked it out by a little bit. I might get some heat from you on this one because you might say that the Terry Funk match is better, but I'm going to stick to my guns here and say that if we go earlier in just this year, May of 2025, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso is one of my favorite matches of this year so far.
Okay, I didn't watch this match either, so I can't give you heat on it.
The funny thing is, I said off air that you're going to have a lot to say about any match that happened in the 80s, and any match that happened in 2025, you're going to go, huh? And I was right.
Yes, I don't have time to watch 17 hours of wrestling every week. So
go watch this match without the entrances. It's I don't know if it's 10 minutes long.
I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm not gonna
It's
lie to you. I'm
so
probably
good.
not gonna watch it. But I mean, I don't doubt it's a good match. I like both these guys a
Listen,
lot.
yeah, I'm sure you'll watch it right after I watch what is it, the Bulldogs versus the Malenkos.
I can't believe you've never watched that match. I cannot believe it.
There's not a whole lot to say about it. It's just a really fun match. It's one of Jey Uso's first, if not Jey Uso's first title defense.
Hmm? Is this the
I
one where
think
like the same card where like they set up the tag match with Cena and
it's
Cody and
exactly what happened. And this is why, because it ends up in a disqualification, but this is why I'm adding in all the aftermath stuff. The same could be said about my number one, by the way. Anything that happens after the bell rings counts towards my match. It
yeah.
does, because it's all a story that we're being told. What is a match? It's a story. Well, everything is encompassed. The entrances, the aftermath, it all comes to one as the story being told. So it all counts in my criteria. And in this, if it just ended the way it ended, if it was just a normal match, maybe it wouldn't be my number two. But with John Cena coming out and attacking Jey Uso, and then Cody coming and saving the day, the scathing promo that Cody cut on John Cena, it all worked out. I think this is when Logan started the whole brass knuckles deal. It all just works so well, and they set up that tag match going forward. I love it. It's such a great spot. Very fun.
Mhm.
My number one has a very similar reason to be my number one, because the match is really good, but you put everything else, the aftermath involved, it goes from a number four match to a number one match. We're going to a very fun time in professional wrestling, and this feud is the reason why 2006 was such a fun time in wrestling. We're looking at Cena versus Edge.
I don't remember this match at all.
So the match itself was really good, as you can imagine. Is it their best match? Absolutely not. Does it go in the, is it better than
Well,
Unforgiven? Is it better than
hold on here. I don't know if you're the right man to judge if it's their best match or not, Mr. Unforgiven 2006.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I don't know if
I'm
you're the
never gonna
man for
live
that
that down,
job.
eh?
You're not ever, no. And
I'm
I will
never gonna
never,
live
and
that
I'm never going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. That list will never be touched by you again.
down.
You've done enough hurt
So
for the world on that one.
I lost my Canadian card that day.
That's it.
Um, the match itself is very fun, but then at the end, Lita gets involved, and then they think that because when Lita gets involved, John had him in a submission move. John had Edge in a submission move. So when they rang the bell, the commentators lost their shit, thinking John just beat Edge for the championship. John thought he won. He's got his hands up, and then the announcer said, "Your winner via disqualification, John Cena." John Cena, supposed to be the hottest babyface in the world, loses his fucking shit and spends the rest of the broadcast beating the holy hell out of Edge. Takes him outside, beats the shit out of him over by the commentary tables, brings him up the ramp, beats the shit out of him on the stage, and they go up broadcast with John Cena beating the hell out of Edge. So fun. It's exactly what you want to see from this feud, from this, because Saturday's main event doesn't have to be a pay-per-view ending.
No.
Saturday's main event is what makes you want to buy the pay-per-view, because back then you bought pay-per-views. So this makes you want to shell out that $40-$60 for whatever I don't know what pay-per-view this is. Would have been SummerSlam.
Yeah, on SummerSlam. Because
2006.
They did
Yeah.
SummerSlam and then they did Unforgiven, because SummerSlam was in Boston for Cena and Unforgiven was Toronto for Edge.
So if they, if you didn't already think you wanted to see that match at SummerSlam, this was supposed to sell that to you. Well, John winning the title, does that really make you want to watch SummerSlam? Well, no, because you want to see him win the title at SummerSlam.
In his hometown.
John in his hometown. John winning by disqualification, that's going to piss you off, right? That's going to make you want to see what he's going to do next. Perfect ending. Great match. I think it's too bad that you don't remember the match because I think it's solid for my number one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to call to the listeners on this one. Leave us your comments of what you think Mike's number one should have been. If you agree, if you disagree, leave some of your favorite matches. We'd love to see it. Leave it on the YouTube
I
link, leave it on the Spotify comments.
I only have
We'd
two
love
honorable
to hear it.
mentions.
Yeah, lay it on. Bret Hart and Papa
Uh,
Shango.
Bret Hart and Papa Shango
Yes.
was my original number 7 and got pushed out by the triple threat match.
Boo. Damian Priest, you ruin everything.
My other honorable mention never really made the number 7 spot, but I really wanted to talk about it because I enjoy it, and that's Hulk Hogan versus the Big Boss Man
Cage
in a steel
match.
cage match. Yeah,
Nice.
it's a fun match. Uh, kind of they really used it to push over the feud between him and Zeus.
Mhm.
Because if I wanted, you
Zeus
can
beat him
correct me if you
down
think I'm wrong.
Zeus beat him
At,
down at the beginning of the match.
before he even got in the ring,
Yeah,
you can tell me if I'm wrong. Was this not Zeus's first time on WWE TV?
I believe so. I was
Yeah,
terrified of Zeus as a child, by the way.
as you should be.
I was like I had nightmares about I had a reoccurring nightmare about Zeus as a child.
So he Hulk Hogan's already beat down before he even gets in the ring. Um, it's a fun match, and Slick gets involved, and he beats the shit out of Slick. The finish is fun because he steals the handcuffs out of Slick's pocket and handcuffs Big Boss Man to the ropes in true Hulk Hogan style, because Hulk Hogan is the biggest heel of all time. and Hogan gets out of the ring. I love this spot. I stole this spot years later, by the way. I in my backyard years, I had a really fun cage match where we actually tried to replicate the Big Blue Cage. We made a Big Blue Cage out of wood, like wood. You know those wood pallets, like
Huh?
skids. We took a bunch of those and built a Big Blue Cage, and it was really cool. If I can find a picture, I'll send it to you. But my spot was the guy I'm wrestling is much bigger than me. He would be the big boss man for me because he was a big dude, and I was the baby in this match, and he's got me down. He's beating the shit out of me, and as he's beating the shit out of me on the bottom, I'm pulling my belt out of my pocket, and while I mean out of my loops, and as he's doing his posing and heel shit, I'm tying my belt around his ankle to the cage, and then I get to fucking look at him as I crawl out of the ring and or over the thing, and he's struggling. He's trying to get it out. That was 100% inspired by this match, and I love spots like that. It's always fun.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Not bad
All right,
list, man. Not bad at all.
you just can't. You just have nothing to argue because you haven't seen any of the matches.
I had one I
I
wanted to
think you
ask you
watched
about.
2 of these matches.
I had one I wanted to ask you about because we talked about it last week, and I don't know if you actually got around to watching it or not. And that was Morocco and Hogan. Did you end up watching that one? Because that had a good after
I
build as well.
I did watch it. I guess I should have wrote it down as a honorable mention. It wasn't list worthy for me, to be perfectly honest.
So that's the match that set up WrestleMania 2. So I'm just curious on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. It's okay.
All right. Well,
All right, that's my list for the week.
I think you should take us home because I got to start editing this immediately.
We may or may not be alone next week, ladies and gentlemen. We might have someone jump by and say hello.
I
We
think
got some fingers in the pie.
well, I think we should do one of our interviews next week. My opinion.
Okay, so let's make it official. We are not alone next week. I will not be here, but Tyler will be here with a very special guest, a return special guest. You give it away, Tyler.
Yeah, next week we're going to have the return from earlier this year. He broke his retirement on our show, and he's here to give us a update on his health. And it is going to be the notorious 187 homicide returning. So very excited for that.
That's a three-peat for Homicide, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that. Homicide always a good time. I once again, for the third time in a row, I missed Homicide. Homicide is my pokeroo. I just always just miss him. But one of these days I'll get on. Hey, I was able to get on with Bronwyn Billington after 4 times. So
You'll get there with homicide,
One
brother.
of these days, I'll get there. I'll get there. All right. Thank you for joining us for Thursday morning's main event. Until next week, my loves,
Yeah.
you've been counted out.
Cheers.